HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. Unlike other viruses, like the common cold, HIV cannot be eradicated by our immune system. So once someone contracts HIV, they have it for life. HIV targets the CD4 cells, or T cells, in the immune system. These T cells normally help fight off infections for the immune system. HIV hijacks these cells in order to multiply and spread throughout the body. If left untreated, HIV eliminates more and more of these T cells, which then leaves the body more prone to infections and diseases. In order to understand the biology of how the virus spreads throughout the human body, you gotta know what the virus looks like. The core of the virus is called the capsid, and it contains RNA, the genetic material of HIV, and enzymes which helps to convert the RNA into DNA. The core is surrounded by an envelope, with protein spikes coming out of the surface, called glycoproteins, that help to bind to T cell receptors. The first step in the HIV life cycle is called binding. This is where the virus attaches itself to the receptors of a T cell. Next, the HIV envelope and T cell membrane join together in a process called fusion. This allows the virus to infiltrate the T cell. Once inside, reverse transcription begins. HIV releases an enzyme called reverse transcriptase to convert HIV RNA into HIV DNA, which then allows HIV to enter the T cell nucleus. Once inside the nucleus, HIV releases another enzyme, integrase, to insert its own viral DNA into the T cell's DNA. This is known as integration of the virus and causes it to become infectious. This process repeats over and over again, and left untreated can become lethal. Assembly then occurs, where the new HIV proteins and HIV RNA go towards the surface of the cell membrane to assemble into non-infectious HIV. Finally, the new non-infectious HIV pushes itself out of the cell during budding. Once outside, HIV releases HIV protease, which breaks up long chains of proteins in the virus and causes it to become infectious. This process repeats over and over again.
How does HIV spread? HIV is spread mostly through 4 body fluids: semen, vaginal, anal, blood, and breast milk. Semen is spread through oral sex if infected sexual fluids get into a mouth and there is a cut opening. Vaginal and anal fluids are spread through vaginal or anal sex. Blood is spread by sharing needles or syringes, such as when using drugs. Breast milk is spread from a mother to her baby during pregnancy, childbirth, or breastfeeding.
On to HIV. What are some ways to prevent HIV? One, of course, would be condoms. Condoms should be used during every type of sex, whether that be vaginal, anal, and or oral sex. And don't forget to use a different condom for each type of sex. 2, of course, would be dental dams. Dental dams are used during oral sex. 3, you guessed it, abstinence. Whether that be abstaining from vaginal, anal, or oral sex. It is up to you and what you define abstinence as.
What is PrEP? PrEP exposure prophylaxis, a new HIV prevention strategy for HIV-negative individuals to take anti-HIV medications to reduce the risk of becoming infected when coming in contact with HIV. PrEP is essentially an oral medication known as a pill that contains miravircil, also known as Zelzentry or MVC. This medication is taken once daily and works by blocking the entry of HIV into the body cell. How it works: for people who take 7 PrEP pills per week, their estimated level of protection is 99%.
So, Capital City AIDS Fund in Sacramento reached out. Of course, their mission is to stop the spread of HIV, namely through condom distribution and safer sex product distribution. Yeah, so it's funded by student fees. It really is your love lab.